My publishing journey. While my writing journey began long before I finally finished my first novel, I still had delusions, about what it would be like to publish my first novel. The reality was, and remains, very different. Writing for publication is definitely a rocky and challenging journey. If I could find a way to get an image of my actual journey, you would see many faceplants and lots of wandering off the path. But that would just be embarrassing. I began my journey to get published, as opposed to just writing random things and sending them out wrapped in false hope. Last century, yes, you read that right. I had written short stories, articles, and some stage plays, but in 1993 I finished my first novel. I called it Pig in a Park, and it was 500, double-spaced, hand-typed pages, and written in first person. I pretty much broke every rule for a new author. It was too long for a first book. It had comedy mixed into the suspense, and first-person point of view was out of style. I was informed in no uncertain terms that suspense isn't funny. This was a total headshaker for me. I guess I'd dreamed all those funny suspense movies I'd seen and continue to see. Yeah, I was off to a great start. I found some author conferences in the back of Writer's Digest and sent off for information from all of them. When the one from the Romance Writers of America arrived, I thought it was from religious writers and almost threw it out. But I opened it, and they were having a conference right there in New Orleans. The introvert hermit signed up for that conference. I met my first agent there. I picked her because she wore this really cute denim dress. I wish that weren't true, but it was. It was a very cute dress. She loved my pig, but was astounded by its length and concerned about the first-person thing. Also, publishers wanted series characters, and she couldn't see the potential for that. She was right. There wasn't. The next year, I entered it in the RWA's unpublished contest, and my pig was a finalist. For a while, I actually thought it could win because it was a fun book. Well, it didn't take me long to realize that it would never win because editors judged the contest and they were looking for books that would sell. None of them thought my pig would sell. This is probably where I should add stubborn to introvert or hermit. I was told, 1, you'll never sell a first novel. 2, you'll never sell a first novel that long. 3, every author has books under their bed that will never sell. They are written to learn. 4, you will never, ever, ever sell your pig. I didn't believe any of these things because I loved that book. By this time, the internet was beginning to poke its nose into our lives. I was fascinated by its potential and had even gotten online. And then I didn't know what to do once I had that blinking cursor. I managed to finally find some bulletin boards and other authors and began to wonder if I could find a way to publish my book online. By this time, I really wanted to bypass those publishing gatekeepers and let readers decide if they wanted to read my book. I looked for and found a few digital-only publishers. I tried the one with the best terms and was accepted. Instead of getting the hoped-for the call, I got the email. It is hard to realize now how very, very weird that was to almost everyone. It's so omnipresent now, and digital publishing is an of course to most people. When my book released in 1998, I got weird looks. I spent most of my time explaining how to read my book. And I got hammered by other authors for coloring outside the accepted lines. Who did I think I was to bypass the gatekeepers? I even got hounded out of RWA for my radical and dangerous notion that digital publishing was good for authors. I remember at the time thinking, why on earth would you care what I do with my own book? I still wonder what the heck when I think back to that time. It was so obvious to me that digital books were incoming. There were just too many benefits to readers and authors. I was excited about the possibility of going around publishers. My digital publisher didn't take years to decide or to publish my book, and readers loved my pig, though my publishers weren't wild about the name. I ended up renaming it The Spy Who Kissed Me. But so many authors were so horrified by the idea of anyone getting past those gatekeepers that all I could do was blink and wonder yet again, what's it to you? You'll still see some bewailing the fact that anyone can publish a book. This was another headshake for me. Why shouldn't anyone who wants to publish a book? There is no question it is a lot harder to be seen out in the book world now. There is a positive storm of books being published every day. But I'm okay with that because I believe if someone writes a book and wants to publish it, it's their business, not mine. Anyway, I got published and finagled my way into getting a review in Romantic Times, which was a big deal back then. I also got 4.5 stars and a top pick badge, which caused not cheering for me by everyone, but some serious weeping and wailing and gnashing of teeth, and some more, "How dare you?" Being a top pick made it eligible for the magazine's yearly awards, and there I was, the little ebook author that went around the gatekeepers, her book sitting there with 6 New York Times best-selling authors. I didn't win, and I even knew I wouldn't. I might have got myself there, but an ebook winning was a bridge too far for everyone. The magazine did add awards for digital books the next year, and 2 other books I wrote went on to win those, but without sullying the real books. It was kind of hilarious. I thought maybe I was on my way to the big time. Thank goodness I wasn't, though I did manage some small-time hardcover deals with a library publisher. I parted ways with them when they basically told me I should be grateful for the sad percentage they paid me. Even though I consider myself not a math whiz, I can add and subtract. Most of what happens to authors in traditional publishing involves subtraction, and their deal had been well into the seriously sucking range before they decided to make it worse. I spent the next few years working with a variety of small presses, some great, others not so great. I even got a movie option. In the end, the fast track ran out of rails because I kept going off them and wandering around looking for ways around the barriers. Eventually, I ended up publishing my own books. My only regret is that I didn't dive into self-publishing sooner. Here I am in a new century with over 40 books, short stories, novellas, and a couple of nonfiction projects. I've gotten some great reviews, a few awards, and a USA Today best-selling author tag. I have laughed, I have cried, I've sworn I'm done with all the crazy, and then I head back to my computer because in the end, I keep at it because I love telling stories. I love meeting new characters. I love hosing them, then getting them out of trouble and on the path to their happy ending. I love being an author. I love it when readers love something I wrote. But dang, this is a tough business to be in. If you can, run, save yourself, or keep reading to find out just how tough it is. And don't say I didn't warn you. All right,